Hello friends, let's learn today Introduction of Nervous System. Let's begin with a question. What is nervous system? Nervous system is a system that connects the whole body with brain through sophisticated signaling. So it acts as a control network of the body. It is done by specialized functional units known as neurons. There are about 100 billion neurons in our body. By this, we get all the information and react to all these informations. Nervous system is divided in different divisions anatomically and functionally. So let's begin with anatomical division of the nervous system. Anatomically, the nervous system is divided into central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. So let's start with central nervous system. The central nervous system occupies the central axis of the body. So it includes brain and spinal cord. Let's learn something about brain. Brain is divided anatomically into forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. They are also known as prosencephalon, mesencephalon and rhombencephalon respectively. We can learn a mnemonic PMR for prosencephalon, mesencephalon and rhombencephalon. Forebrain is the largest part of the brain. It is further divided into telencephalon and diencephalon. The anterior part is known as telencephalon, whereas the posterior part is known as diencephalon. Telencephalon forms the cerebrum or cerebral cortex. The diencephalon is further divided into upper 2/3 part and lower 1/3 part. This upper 2/3 part is known as thalamus and the lower 1/3 part is known as hypothalamus. Midbrain is the smallest part of the brain. The hindbrain is further divided into pons, medulla oblongata and cerebellum. This midbrain, pons and medulla oblongata togetherly forms brainstem. The average weight of brain in young male is around 1400 grams and in female it is around 1300 grams. This much weight can be very weightful throughout to carry. So, brain is literally floating in cerebrospinal fluid. Now, the cavities in brain which secrete and circulate the CSF or cerebrospinal fluid are known as ventricle. In each cerebral hemisphere lies lateral ventricle. So in cerebrum there lies two lateral ventricle. Within the diencephalon there lies third ventricle. As midbrain is very small, the ventricular cavity is like any duct. So it is known as cerebral aqueduct in midbrain. Within the hindbrain, there lies fourth ventricle. Now let's look at spinal cord. Spinal cord is the continuation of medulla oblongata of the brain. So it is also a part of central nervous system. In the center of spinal cord lies the cavity which is known as spinal canal. Within the spinal canal lies CSF which acts as a shock absorber. Now there are two terms, grey matter and white matter. Grey matter is collection of cell bodies of the neurons in CNS, whereas white matter is the collection of processes of the neurons in central nervous system. Now, the position of grey matter and white matter are different in brain and spinal cord. Within the brain, white matter lies inside and grey matter lies outside, whereas in the case of spinal cord, grey matter is inside and white matter is outside. Now let's look at peripheral nervous system. The part of nervous system which lies outside the CNS is peripheral nervous system. It consists of two things, nerves and ganglia. Nerves which are attached to the brain are known as cranial nerves. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. The nerves which are attached to spinal cord are known as spinal nerves. There are 31 pairs of spinal nerves, which corresponds to 31 segments of spinal cord. Now let's look at the ganglia. There are 3 types of ganglia. They are dorsal root ganglia, autonomic ganglia and cranial nerve ganglia. Dorsal root ganglia are sensory in nature, whereas autonomic ganglia are motor in nature. They are of 2 types, sympathetic ganglia and parasympathetic ganglia. The third type of ganglia are cranial nerve ganglia. The example is trigeminal ganglia.